So yeah, we were just talking about how you sometimes when you're just walking around, you think about how uncertain everything is, how we're just a rock in space in sort of, there are asteroids and comets all around us and life is so uncertain.
Yeah, I mean, not so much uncertain, but just how like maybe a little bit of that, but more just how temporary we are.
Yeah.
Because I
Yeah,
kind of imagine the people in the past that are kind of long gone now, and I sometimes think about like what like, for like topography, like what we might have been seeing, like are we seeing the same hills, the same sky, and stuff like that, and
yeah.
how like um very soon like it'll just be the next generation kind of where walking where I'm at and I'm already gone and like all
Yeah.
our surroundings are gone and it might look very different.
Yeah. Yeah, you I think you used the phrase in the blink of an eye.
Yeah.
Were you even referring to all of humanity, or at least the slice of humanity that we can sort of understand in the, historical period, maybe in the last 2,500 years or so?
uh, yeah, I think I was thinking of that, and kind of in the blink of the universe's eye because our conception of time is very different. It's like beyond uh, yeah, yeah, just maybe it's just on a big, like it seems like long to us, but in the universe, it's nothing. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the universe is something like 13.5 billion
Mm.
years old.
Yeah. So yeah, it sometimes has me feeling daunted or it's kind of a little bit scary to think about.
Yeah, daunted is one way to think of it, or it seems like in profound sort of religious contemplation, people say they feel very small, but in a
Mm-hmm.
good way. It's almost like you feel the truth of it and it feels good. Maybe that one doesn't have responsibility for everything or one doesn't need to worry about everything. Maybe this feeling that, yeah, one is not the center of everything and one needn't concern oneself with these things.
Yeah, like yeah, I think I've had that at times too. I guess it mostly depends on my mood at the time, but recently it's been more daunted.
Mm. Is there
Yeah.
certain thoughts that sort of lead you to that, or you think it's simply emotions or the personal
Um,
life?
I think it's just emotions because I think I could kind of lead it to the other way. That's more positive, but I've chosen not to
Mm.
time. But
Do
uh
you think having children could help you feel better about that? And, with children, you're continuing on. You, in some way, are continuing on down through the
mhm,
generations, at least for a while.
mhm,
And maybe there's something symbolic about children, about connecting
mhm,
you with more like a line of life that goes back
mhm,
to your ancestors and to even eventually to like different life forms and
mhm,
eventually to like,
mhm.
you know, the primordial life forms, even to back 2 billion years or whenever life started on Earth.
Yeah, I think it would help because I think maybe a lot of the my negative feelings are just about feeling I'm not where I should be or haven't built the life I should in a way. Um, so
Mm,
yeah, I think maybe like my family or kids might make me feel like I'm actually doing something with
mm,
my life. Yeah.
mm. Yeah, so these feelings of feeling like everything's in a blink of an eye, it's sort of partially comes from this, you're sort of feeling insignificant and you want to feel like you left your mark or you feel like you're a part of society or
mm,
part of the world or something.
mm.
You feel invisible or something.
I think I are about leaving, not necessarily about leaving my mark, but just kind of having more relationships in my life, just meaningful and like a meaningful role. Um, because I know
Yeah.
like I
Mm.
know eventually we're all going to be forgotten and stuff, and that's when we'll truly die, and that's bound to happen. So I'm not so concerned about like leaving a mark in that way, but just more about maybe just having a meaningful kind of role in the time I do have.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, it sounds like you're talking about meaning in life.
Mm,
I keep coming back to though how the sort of one could feel, yeah, profoundly connected
mm,
theoretically, even without those relationships and everything. I mean,
mm,
I think those relationships are good and important and everything and emotionally and everything, but I don't know. I don't, maybe intellectually one
mm,
and bodily one can still
mm,
feel connected to one's surroundings and to the past and everything. You know, you talked about yeah, people that would be seeing the same thing thousands of years ago or
mm,
something that
mm,
you're seeing. The trees are
mm,
different and the plants are different probably, but the topography was still the same even 5,000 years ago,
mm,
probably 10,000 years ago is
mm,
virtually the same.
mm,
I don't know, is this totally like a meaning in life kind of question?
mm,
I can see those two ways of looking at it. Like
mm,
one needs to feel, yeah, deeply flowing, as you say, playing a role, although that can be taken to be like a sort of fake kind of version of it. But anyway,
mm,
I think you're saying like taking on a meaningful uh uh place where you're deeply connected, right? Through
mm,
space and time with relationships
mm,
and with your life and other lives, right? From the
mm,
past to the future, you're on this journey, kind of, you know, is the metaphor we like to use that seems very apt.
mm,
But it seems like the other way is to sort of accept the mystery of it and to all of that, you know. But that's sort of
mm,
maybe Buddhistic or fatalistic kind of way of looking at it.
mm, mm. Well, yeah, I guess that could be like another good way to deal with that kind of negative feeling.
Hmm.
Mm,
But yeah, you did say the emotions come first, so you're trying to yeah, I mean, yeah, I mentioned to you that it seems like, you know, in the past people could have a more mythological point of view, but we know
mm,
so much about the universe now, the
mm,
physical world that yeah, we don't think the causes of natural events and the nature of the physical world outside of us is analogous to the human world. Like we see how, like in the past, I guess, we saw how we affect the world around us and how we have some control over the world and will and intelligence and all that. And we projected that out onto various forces and gods and things
mm,
that we thought were sort of like, yeah, bigger, powerful humans that did something analogous to us and the world that we did to others and other life in the world. But now we kind of know it's not like that, right? The laws of physics and quantum mechanics and the 13.5 or whatever billion year uh 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 age of the universe and trillions of galaxies out there. I mean,
mm,
things are much more strange than and vast than we can even imagine.
mm,
Just the age of the Earth, you know. I mean,
yeah,
humanity itself has been through something like been almost extinct like 6 times or something. I mean, things are just much. There's much. Yeah. But anyway, my point was that we don't have that as much as I love mythology, and I do think we need mythology. The physical world is not explained by mythology, and we know that. And I think, yeah, this is where philosophy comes in, and like, say, Stoicism or Buddhism with the acceptance of mystery and the realization that our life and mental state and happiness comes from what we're focusing on, and
mm,
you know to to differentiate clearly what we can't change and what we can, and to
mm,
focus on the second thing. And that
mm,
seems you know to probably bring a lot of peace,
yeah,
to just focus on what you can change, and to do meditations to sort of train your attention, and to um to remind yourself to not be too fooled by all the uh, cognitive distortions and things that
mm,
can sort of make us miserable and help us to make others miserable. To remember to remember how amazing consciousness is. I guess that is one point. Like, I mean, we can talk about the vastness of the universe and everything, but it is something special to be conscious, right? I mean, Pascal said something like this that, yes, we may be destroyed by the universe. We're so puny, uh, you know, but we may be destroyed by the forces of nature and everything at any point, come utterly annihilated, crushed, and no trace of our existence survives us. But at the same time, I think he asserted that we are superior to that in some way, because yes, we do die and die easily, but we know that we are dying and we were once alive, and, you know, and to look at us now and we are conscious, we are experiencing something. I
mm.
mean, isn't that kind of special? Oh, I don't know. That helps. You have
Yeah, I
any of
think
these
it
other
does.
thoughts?
Yeah. Um, but yeah, yeah, I guess when I was kind of having those thoughts, it kind of puts you to beyond things you can't really control or change. So just focusing those things kind of makes things smaller and kind of easier. You're kind of focusing more on on the immediate things you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in terms of the larger things, I mean, there is different perspectives. Like, one can talk about the vast intelligence of the universe, the laws. It's not like it's chaos out there. It's laws, and there is a lot of mystery, but there is a lot to wonder at, and to that we are learning about all the time,
Mhm.
and that one can learn more about oneself with, study.
Mhm.
And yeah, you could even posit because there is stuff happening, there is causation and everything. You could say there is a kind of will out there. So this is, I think, something like the God of many scientists. But yeah, it's not, yeah, we can't be too distracted by just these mental constructions that are maybe just come from our fear. Okay, well, update me on your future negative kinds of thoughts, and and I will with you with mine too, and we'll just keep talking about these.
Okay.